Hi guys, I have a whole bunch of Japanese manga by one of my favorite artists called Kazuo Umezu. Um, don't know how I'm gonna flip through these. There's too many to do it slowly, but let me perhaps go through a few pages of each. I think that would be the best way. I'm not going to be able to read what each one says, but I love the pictures here. I mean, I'm a huge fan of old horror, but I do love these kind of like old Japanese horror books with these great pictures. Very different to, like, EC Comics type of horror. You have kind of simple pictures here, against the backdrop of a very detailed art. My New Year's resolution has been to be able to read more Japanese comics. All in all, I'm not that interested in reading regular manga, but if I can read these kind of horror books, I'll be very happy. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty detailed, some of these pictures. I have no idea what they're talking about. I mean, I know that says "yeah," which kind of obviously somebody shouting. Lots of shouting. But great pictures. He's a great artist. I have an English version of this particular book. Not this book, but this character. So maybe at a later stage, I can perhaps flip through that in English, which would be helpful, I guess. I think it's called Cat-Eyed Boy, if I'm not correct, if I'm not mistaken. That says Tomodachi, which means friend. Anyway, hopefully you can get an understanding of the type of artwork in this book. Kind of reminds me of Charles Burns. Kind of hideous. Great panel work there. If you're kind of new to Japanese, some of these books have what they call furigana. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in detail, but some of the kanji next to it have little types of alphabets called hiragana. So it kind of helps you understand what it says. So if you don't know this kanji, you can kind of see what it says based on the simplified alphabet. So I do try to look out for these types of books that have furigana. These next ones are all about horror. It's a horror series. It says Shirizu Kawaii Hon, which means horror series. And there's too many to flip through one by one, but I think you get the gist. It generally has a nice piece of art, and then it just goes through different stories. You can generally find these types of books like in old bookshops for about 500 yen, about $5 or so in your currency. Then I wouldn't say they're collector's items or anything like that. A little bit obscure because they've been, they've obviously been out of print for a long time. But again, I mean, I love the artwork. It's so unique. He's definitely one of my favorite artists. So one of the difficulties also is that when you're looking for these old books, a lot of times they're sealed. So it's a bit of a gamble. Like, do you want to pay 500 yen for a book that, who knows if you're going to like it? I mean, if you know the author, and you can be confident that maybe maybe there'll be enough cool art in there for you to feel that 500 yen was justified. In my opinion, this book is definitely worth 500 yen. Wow. And even now, with an iPhone, you can definitely go through this book. You can most probably use a translator to translate it all, if you really want to understand everything. If you are hunting for books like this, there are lots of secondhand bookshops. I think JINBOCHO, kind of referred to as Booktown, is definitely one place you may want to go. There are a whole lot of other suburbs with heaps of old bookshops. There's most probably horror themed bookshops. Well, that's a great one. So if you are in Japan, or if you are looking for these types of books, I think if you do a bit of research, they're not that difficult to find. Sorry, sometimes I lose sight of what I'm filming because it's above me. But hopefully I've done a decent job at giving you guys an understanding of what's in these types of books. That's a great picture. This author passed away recently, I believe. He's one of the guys where if I find this book, I generally buy them straight away if they're about 500 yen. I mean, I just love how he draws. And this year for me has really been more about watching movies than it has about reading books. I think I've watched over 200 films this year, so maybe next year I can focus more on trying to read Japanese manga. I hope. Doesn't look that difficult to read, just by glimpsing at it. Okay, one more. This style looks more similar to like Astro Boy or Adam. I don't know what year these were published in, whether they were separated by a few years, but the paneling in this looks very different, doesn't it, to the other books? It looks much less crowded. Doesn't really look like horror at all. I'm sure something's gonna happen. There you go, she's holding a knife. Okay. God. Such innocent looking characters. This one definitely looks like it was published, I think, much earlier. I think the art style, I mean, at least in my opinion, looks much more, looks different, right? Okay, guys, we've reached the end of this different type of flip through of books. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's Kazuo Umezu. If I botched the pronunciation of his name, I will bow 50 times. I apologize. Anyway, have a great day.